on the Georgia Southern Sports Network, powered by Learfield, presented by Morris Bank. This is Hail Southern Live. Live at Wild Wing Cafe in Statesboro. Hot wings, cold beer, and good times. Coming up, your all-access pass into Georgia Southern athletics, including a visit with head football coach Clay Helton. Hail Southern Live is brought to you by Morris Bank. It pays to bank blue. Morris Bank, member FDIC. Eagle Nation Collective, the official.
Historic Hanner Fieldhouse for tonight's basketball game as the Eagles and Coach Charlie Henry are taking on Augusta in a Monday night, a rare Monday night ball game. So you're stuck with me filling in. And I appreciate you all being here at Wild Wing Cafe, our favorite host site for the Hail Southern Live, and coming off a big victory and a week off. And I have somebody with me. I'm going to call this Someone You Should Know. It's a new little segment we'll start playing with a little bit. Someone you should know who's maybe behind the scenes a good bit. I have the Assistant AD, Athletic Director over Equipment Management, Andy Harris. Andy, welcome to Hail Southern Live.
Thanks, Terry. Appreciate you having me today.
Now, I'm going to make it simple for Eagle Nation. Andy's the guy behind all the helmets, all the cool helmets that you see rolling out, and he's also, I think you should be working for the CIA because you're pretty secretive and keeping everything to yourself because you keep those helmets under wrap, hidden even from the players, and then you finally roll them out. So tell me some of the thought process going into the helmet, and then also how far out in advance are you thinking about different designs for helmets?
Yeah, so the white helmet that we wore for homecoming was a process that we started back in February, to be honest with you. Coach Helton asked for a wish list from me, and I gave him a wish list of about 5 or 6 different things, and one of them was how do we expand our brand a little bit, and one of them was the white helmet that we came out with.
But not just this year, you've done it in the past and some other helmets now. Are you looking around all of college football to come up with some different ideas? Y'all sit in a room. Do you have like offensive coordinators and defensive coordinators, they have the whiteboard and they get all the coaches in there. Are you guys in there like designing helmets?
We have this great thing called Instagram, and we just flip through Instagram quite a bit and see what everybody else is trying to do and all that kind of stuff, and we kind of gain inspiration from that. And one of the things that we're challenged with here in our department is to be innovative. And we take that seriously, and that was one nice thing about Chris and Coach that they took my wish list seriously.
You mentioned Chris Davis recently announced as new director of athletics for Georgia Southern, and that's one of the things that he pushes is innovation. So you're already on top of that with the innovation side. Now, before we continue to talk about the equipment side of things, a little background on you. From the land of cheese, you're from Wisconsin.
Yep, I'm a cheesehead, born and raised.
So you're a Packers fan?
Big Packers fan.
Big Packers fan. All right.
So my 2 kids back there in the back of the room.
Yeah, I talked to your daughter earlier. Even though you're really good at dressing the football team out and the equipment and getting the uniforms, apparently that your sense of fashion stops there. She says you're not trustworthy to go shopping.
No, that's a big mom problem.
That's a mom problem?
Yep,
all right, so you're stuck with the dudes here. So your son's okay as long as he wears a helmet and shoulder pads.
Very good.
All right. From Wisconsin, and you were up there. How did you end up at Georgia Southern?
My path to Georgia Southern came through, obviously, I was at Wisconsin Whitewater Division III School in National Powerhouse. From there, I went to the University of Minnesota. I spent 8 years at the U up there. 7 of which was in football, and 1 year was in Olympic sports because I felt like I needed to grow in order to gain a position like I'm in now. From there, Coach Kill, who was the head coach at Minnesota, moved on to Southern Illinois to be the athletic director, and he called me and brought me down there with him for 2 years. And then I was either going to get out of equipment or stay in it and go someplace else. And luckily enough, Chris Davis called and said, hey, we want to have you here.
Yes, history. Now you're not leaving.
No, I'm not leaving. No place else.
You're stuck with us.
Stuck with you.
I see your family back in the back. They seem to like Statesboro a good bit as well, and you've made yourself part of the community. And again, going back to the uniforms and all that, the white look. I remember the Halloween looks and all the different ones. It's got to be exciting for you and your team to come up with these ideas and designs from ideation to completion and then rolling them out to the team.
Yep.
Talk about that.
Super exciting. Just to know that, we're hearing what the kids are saying, and we're putting that to pen and paper, and we're rolling out with new things year after year. The biggest thing for me is like it doesn't get done without my student workers and the student managers over in TED and in Hanner as well, and they're a big part of the operation.
I'm glad you brought up the student workers. How big is your staff? Because you do rely on student workers quite a bit, and that's some great experience they're getting. Yeah,
my staff right now is 16 student managers. We have grown exponentially here in the last 2.5 years. When I first got here, there was only 8 of us, 8 of them total, and now we can't keep them away.
That's good. That's a good problem.
Great problem.
And it's not just about the uniforms. It's all of equipment, because I see y'all out there. Practice may start at, let's say, 4 o'clock. Mm-hmm. You're out there at 2:30 getting everything ready.
Yeah, we're getting everything set up. Coach Con with the new helmet coach-to-player system. Thanks, Connor Stallions, for that. And on behalf of all of our equipment managers for that little nugget. Coach-to-player getting set up, the field set up, and then having drills ready to go for the coaches.
Talk about the comm system real quick. You brought it up because that's a new thing that the little green. I had Danny kind of go elementary school for me on the radio. Explain the green dot on the helmet.
So the green dot on the helmet signifies whether or not they have the helmet communications, the hearing system in the helmet that the information is relayed from the coach to the belt pack that they're attached to.
That's really neat.
It's very cool.
It's really cool, and I appreciate all you do and working with the coaches as well, because I know, is there any coach in particular that stands out that always likes to come in and give you ideas? And then also, which is the worst one to deal with so I can pick on them?
I'm going to keep that to myself.
I was hoping you'd give me something.
Nope.
All right, who comes up with the best ideas for you?
It's a collaboration.
Oh, you're not going to give any of them any credit?
Nope, we have a collaboration. We're a team up there.
You ever thought about going into politics?
No.
Because that was a pretty good political answer.
Appreciate that.
All right, well, before we wrap it up, you moved from Wisconsin down here. Have you gotten into sweet tea? Do you eat grits yet?
I drink the sweet tea and grits. I just haven't been able to have that acquired taste yet.
You haven't had my wife's?
No, I have not.
All right, we'll have to get that to you. I know Lori's here tonight. We'll have to work on some of those grits. So I appreciate you.
Sounds great.
When we come back, I'm going to bring Coach Helton up. I'm going to ask him some questions about you.
Sounds great.
All right, I'll let you sit here and listen to you, though. It's like
appreciate
therapy.
Right.
I appreciate it. Andy Harris, good friend of mine. He's also the assistant athletic director over equipment for Georgia Southern. Does a fantastic job. Those guys play good, look good on the field because of Andy and your team. Thank you, Andy.
Thanks, Jerry.
We come back out of the break. It'll be time to bring up Coach Clay Helton, and we're going to talk about the South Alabama, the comeback in the fourth quarter. You're watching Hail Southern Live from Wild Wing Cafe in Statesboro.
On game day, success starts with a great game plan. No matter if you're at home or on the road, greatness starts here with the Ford F-150 truck. Delivering a rare combination of power and smart technology like the available class exclusive Pro Power onboard, Ford F-150 helps make great things possible. See your local Ford dealer and score a great offer on F-150. See owner's manual for important operating instructions. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds. GVWR.
Nothing kicks off your game better than a handful of Georgia peanuts. Power-packed with protein, essential nutrients, and great taste. Georgia peanuts are the MVP for affordability, sustainability, and nutrition. To score life's touchdowns with recipes and fun facts, check out GAPeanuts.com. The perfectly powerful peanut is brought to you by the family farmers of the Georgia Peanut Commission.
Peanut! Get your peanut!
Don't let an injury keep you on the sidelines. So go where the pros go. Optum Orthopedics. They're the official orthopedics and team physicians for Georgia Southern Athletics. Thanks to Optum, our Eagles get the best care on and off the field. The good news is that Optum is here for you too. Located in our community, Optum is the leader in advanced orthopedic care throughout the Southeast. Like the Eagles, you deserve the freedom to soar. With Optum's fellowship-trained orthopedic surgeons, you will. Your team, your community, your freedom. Optum Orthopedics, they're here for you.
Your cargo transportation choice in Savannah and the Southeast. For freight management, consolidation, warehousing, and more, including flexible and responsive drayage solutions. Your success is our final destination. Savannah Logistics Group.
a logistics company that strives to deliver the best drivers, employees, and customer experience through our core values of empowerment, innovation, and consistency. Savannah Logistics Group, a proud supporter of Georgia Southern Athletics.
Eagle Nation, this is William Martin from Southern Exchange Company. We're proud to always bring you the best selection of Georgia Southern gear for game day and every day. Make sure to stop by and visit us at our store across from campus on Chandler Road or online at southernexchangecompany.com. Follow Southern Exchange on social media at SXC Statesboro for the latest gear in stock. Southern Exchange Company, the official merchandiser of Georgia Southern Athletics.
Some days you hit snooze, but not today. Today you have to go on a run to get burgers for the tailgate. You've got to haul something heavy, a cooler stocked with Bud Light. When you've got beer and football, nothing is hard, until the other team scores. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus, copyright 2024 Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Eagle Nation, this is Kennedy Finch, the Executive Director of the Eagle Nation Collective. Your passion fuels our pride, and we're looking to add to our roster at the Eagle Nation Collective. For as little as $1 a day, you can help our athletes train harder, play smarter, and create those championship moments. We want to see 2,000 new members by the end of the season, and Eagle Nation, we need you to help us get there. Together, let's soar higher than ever before. Visit EagleNationNIL.com to join the Eagle Nation Collective today.
Hey there, Eagle Nation. Do you like to buy local? How about natural and sustainable? The next time you go and buy some Eagle merchandise, make sure to buy cotton. Cotton is grown right here in Georgia by local farmers in every corner of the state. Cotton from Georgia is as true blue as Sweetheart Circle or Eagle Creek. Support your community by buying cotton. This message is brought to you by the family farmers of the Georgia Cotton Commission.
Powered by Learfield. Welcome back to Hale's Southern Live, presented by Morris Bank. Make sure to tweet your questions to @GS Sports Network. Now, let's return live to Wild Wing Cafe. Once again, here's the voice of the Eagles, Danny Reed.
Welcome back to Hale Southern Live at Wild Wing Cafe. This is Terry Harvin from the Georgia Southern Sports Network, powered by Learfield. Danny Reed is at historic Hanner Field House tonight as Charlie Henry and the basketball Eagles taking on Augusta. So we have two things going on at one time. We'll get that game on ESPN Plus on the TVs here, and we'll try to give you some updates as we go. But thank you for tuning in and watching on Facebook Live and the Varsity Network. Appreciate that. Coach Clay Helton, welcome back.
Thanks, Harry. Appreciate it, buddy.
We gave you a week off, but before we get into the recap of South Al game, let's talk about, I just had Andy Harris up here. How great of an asset is that?
Well, I tell you what, as a head coach, you have coordinators, offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, special teams coordinator, and then you have the other half of the building, which is just as valuable, huge asset, strength and conditioning coordinator, your rehabilitational coordinator, and then your equipment coordinator. And, to be able to have Andy, he just provides an unbelievable culture for us and our football team. When we do things, it's always first class. That's the one thing that we make a staple of. If we're going to do it, it's going to be done first class, and he always does it that way. To be able to put up with me and Gear Thursday and, be able to create these unbelievable items for these kids, it just provides great momentum going into the weekend, a lot of happiness for the kids. And you can't replay what he did, with the whiteout game and the helmet, be able to show that to the kids. So invaluable. He's such a special member of our team, and can't do it without him, to be honest with you.
You mentioned Gear Thursday. Can you talk about that just a little bit? Because I know everybody gets really excited about it. I hadn't heard about it, and all of a sudden I hear the guy, hey, it's Gear Thursday. I can't wait to see what Andy got. His coach said it was good.
Yeah, we always believe in we earn everything that we get. And so, when we have a great week academically, athletically, we get a big victory. Andy always has put together a plan through the entire season to be able to hand out items to the kids, and be able to give them an extra sweatshirt, be able to get them a pair pair of tennis shoes, to be able to get them something new. And then he collectively puts together this unbelievable uniform going into Marshall. And it just provides excitement for the kids. It makes them work even harder, to get that victory and be able to do all the accountability pieces, academic. It's one of the reasons we've had our highest team APR, highest team GPA, because the kids understand they got to earn everything they get, and part of that earning is Gear Thursday. So great job by Andy. It takes a lot of work to be able to work, with Adidas to put a yearly plan together to make sure that our resources are given to our student athletes at the highest level.
I love me some Roger Inman.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't mind having a little bit of Andy back when I played, because I can tell you, we didn't get Gear Thursday from Roger. We were lucky to get what he said. Want what you got.
Well, I got the best of all worlds, because Roger's down in the shed that basically takes care, I think, everything at the university. Then I got the equipment manager, Andy, and Roger's still driving the bus for us.
Yes, he is.
Everywhere we go. So I got the best of all worlds. I've got the I'll go down to the shed. He'll cook a great lunch for the entire athletic department about every other Friday, and I'll go down there early and just hear Coach Russell's stories, and he'll go on, and I could sit there for days. So I've got the best of all worlds around me, a guy that takes care of all our athletic facilities, and then the best equipment manager in the world.
There's certainly people you should know, and you talked about earning everything you got. And in this particular last ball game, playing South Alabama. We go to Mobile, a very good team, coming off of a high 2-win win streak they were on, and they put a lot of points on the board. Opening drive, I have it at 81 yards, 16 plays, 7 minutes and 25 seconds off the clock, and David Benenga scores the 1-yarder there. It's a great drive. You had to earn everything in that game, but in particular the fourth quarter. Talk about the mindset coming in, and then once we got behind.
Yeah, we had spent the whole week, and there was one word on our stadium screen, and that was respond. That we needed a response, and this team has been a great responding team. You think about their response after Boise State having to make that long trip to Nevada. You think about you have an Ole Miss loss, and then you got to go play a rivalry game on the road in Atlanta versus Georgia State. And here all of a sudden you have an ODU loss, and you got to respond again on the road against the South Alabama team that has a really dynamic offense. And you go do that and go get that victory to put yourself in first place in the East. And so their response, I was really proud of, not only winning the game, but in the style they won the game. They came out, it was a game of momentum shifts. To be able to come out that hot in that first drive, like you said, be able to have the lead at halftime, then all of a sudden the momentum changed in the third quarter, and you got to respond again. And their response in the fourth quarter, I thought, was stellar. It's what it's what great teams do. They find a way to win. And in this conference on the road, you get a road win in this conference, you pat yourself on the back, because that's something that you have to have special seasons.
And you're talking about a head coach of South Alabama, and a dynamic play caller in Major Applewhite. The quarterback not only had a great cannon for an arm, but his legs. He could run the ball. And a good team, to your point. You came out, opening drive, very good. J.C. French ends up with 198 yards, threw for 2 touchdowns, 22 of 27 passing. Josh Dallas, who's here tonight, 96 yards receiving, career high for him. And Jalen White, the running game, I thought was strong. Big-time run towards the end of the game, too, 71 yards on the ground.
Yeah, definitely. We knew that offense, we were going to have to score 30-plus. It's one of the reasons we took the ball right off the bat. We felt really confident in our plan. And to go down there and be able to have that long drive, take 7.5 on the clock, come up with a touchdown, we knew the playmakers were going to have to shine, and we knew we were going to have to be a little bit aggressive, especially on fourth down. We make 3 of 4 fourth downs. Then you see the playmakers. You see Josh Dallas come up with 2 huge touchdowns. Dalen Cobb makes a huge grab for a touchdown. Jalen White, 18 carries, and really just keeps on moving the chains. And that was the night that needed to happen. And JC goes, throws for 80% with no turnovers against the top turnover unit in our conference. As far as turnover margin, they hadn't given it up much, and they have gotten it a lot. And we get 2 turnovers and don't turn the ball over once. That was the key to the game.
They were one of the leaders in the country in that category. And then you find out right before the game that our top linebacker, one of the leading line tacklers in the conference, Marr, is out sick, and Devon Hicks, he steps up big with 9 tackles.
Yeah, definitely. You look up and you see that linebacker core of Davon Hicks, as well as, Davon Gilmore. And what a job they did. You find out literally about 30 minutes before game time that Mar's just not going to be able to go. He's not in a great place to step on the field, which crushed his soul and crushed mine.
He's a leader, too, on that.
And you look up and you say, okay, it's your turn. And both, 15 and 4 did an unbelievable job in the middle of being able to, get the run stopped and making those plays.
And having Fitzgerald's favorite, Chance, coming back after messing up his hand, and he had that club on there. All right, Coach, when we go to break here, when we come back, I want to dig more into the ball game and then talk about your strategy of what you do during an off week. So we're getting prepared to play for Troy. You're watching Hail Southern live from Wild Wing Cafe.
Since 1945, the SAC Company has established its reputation by safely providing high-quality construction services. The SAC Company consistently demonstrates the highest level of professionalism, safety, and attention to details. Their hands-on experience in all phases of construction assure that you will get quality performance in a timely and cost-effective method. Accountability, care, excellence, innovation, integrity, safety, teamwork. The SAC Company. We bring business to life.
Hey Eagle Nation, it's Stacy Underwood from Uncle Shook's Barbecue Place. We are proud to be a sponsor of the Georgia Southern football team again this year. Remember, game day isn't complete without some of our delicious barbecue. Load up on all your Uncle Shook's favorites for your tailgate. Barbecue pork, smoked chicken, chicken fingers, macaroni and cheese, or any of our other delicious sides. To place an order, call 912-681-7484 or order online, UncleShugs.com. Go Eagles!
There's a science to preparing your home for hurricane season in coastal Georgia and South Carolina.
And Window World is here to help. Our impact-rated windows and doors are tough and tested to protect your home from damaging wind, debris, and rain. Right now, take advantage of special financing with no interest if paid in full within 15 months. Call for your free consultation today. Window World of coastal Georgia and South Carolina.
Your local hurricane impact specialist.
Eagle Nation, this is William Martin from Southern Exchange Company. We're proud to always bring you the best selection of Georgia Southern gear for game day and every day. Make sure to stop by and visit us at our store across from campus on Chandler Road or online at southernexchangecompany.com. Follow Southern Exchange on social media at SXC Statesboro for the latest gear in stock. Southern Exchange Company, the official merchandiser of Georgia Southern Athletics.
Eagle Nation, I'm here with Morris Bank Chairman and CEO Spence Mullis. Now, Spence, I know Morris Bank has deep roots to Georgia Southern.
That's right. We have a lot of Eagles on our team here at Morris Bank, and we know what it means to bleed blue. We always say it pays to bank blue because we believe, like Georgia Southern football, that getting after it every day with a strong work ethic leads to success. We're proud to be this year's season presenting sponsor of Georgia Southern football and to show our support for Eagle Nation. Morris Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
The power of Paulson is real, and Eagle Nation, you make the difference. Get your tickets now, 1-800-GSU-WINS, or visit gseagles.com/tickets. It's Ag Day and Salute to Service as Georgia Southern hosts Troy, Saturday, November 16th at 4 p.m. One more time for the blue and white inside Paulson Stadium at Evans Family Field, Saturday, November 16th, 4 p.m. kickoff. Eagles against Trojans. Call 1-800-GSU-WINS or visit gseagles.com/tickets.
This is Hail Southern Live, powered by Learfield. Live at Wild Wing Cafe in Statesboro. Here's Danny Reed.
Welcome back to Hail Southern Live at Wild Wing Cafe. Sorry I got distracted here. I'm not Danny Reed. He's at historic Hanner Fieldhouse, which I was looking at the score, and the score is 17-16 right now, early in the first half. But Georgia Southern taking on Augusta here with Coach Clay Helton. Coach, let's talk some more about South Alabama. We talked about the offense and what they were able to do in fourth quarter, getting 20 points. It wasn't all the offense that got you those 20 points to begin with. It started, my opinion, with special teams. South Alabama came out with a short kick And Evan Lester Jr. took that kick and did what with it?
Yeah, I tell you what, our special teams have just been stellar all year. I credit to Coach West, Blake Wilson, Coach Anthony Beck. Those three guys, live in a dark room all day, come up with unbelievable plans. I don't know if there's been a better job done as a special teams coach in the country than Coach West and what he's accomplishing right now. A huge situational mastery play on the play you're talking about, a sky kick to Evan Lester, where we automatically changed the return responsibilities. Great fielding job by Evan, and immediately pouring it up and getting past the 50-yard line, which sets up a touchdown. You think about some more huge plays in that game, by special teams. Terrence Gibbs, who I'm so proud of, to be able to come back, as he had recovered from a knee injury, then gets a thumb injury that he has to have surgery on, comes back, makes one of the biggest plays of the season for us, and ripping that ball out in kickoff coverage. Evan Lester falls on it. And then I can't say enough about our punt team. That was one of the top return units in the country. Worried about it all week.
Mm-hmm.
They have 2 returns for -5 yards, and when in the most critical situation with 8 seconds left, you put it in the hands of Alex Smith and that coverage unit, and they do an unbelievable job of not only placing the ball exactly where it needed to be, great hang time, but make great coverage, and he doesn't get a yard.
You have an Australian professional tennis player turned punter. Year 2 is just taking it to another level.
Yeah, I tell you what, when you look at it, it's just consistently 42, 44-yard net, not kicks, but net average, which means you're doing a great job of placement. You're doing a great job of hang time. You're keeping it away from the return. That's why we brought him here. Was his placement was just unique, that he could put it anywhere on the field that he wants to. He gets the ball off so quickly when the rush is happening, and then is able to hang that ball up there to allow the coverage unit to get down. One of the most valuable players on our team really all year. He sets the field position for the opponent.
Well, going back to field position, it was set up by Evan Lester with that return. And then you switch over to the fourth quarter, and I want to say the first play from the fourth quarter was a shot from J.C. French to Josh Dallas, 45 yards, I believe it is, touchdown, and that really got it going. You talked about momentum earlier. That took Uncle Mo on our side.
Yeah, definitely. We knew we had to have a spark, and it's you change into that fourth quarter, and all of a sudden Coach Applin calls a shot. It's a double move. We'd been running an over drag a bunch in that game and in games prior, and they had that star defender right in the middle of the field. Josh starts his over drag, safety bites, and he pumps it right dead through the middle of the field. Great anticipatory throw by JC, great accuracy, and great finish by Josh.
And then we took the lead with a 22-yard pass, an amazing catch, by the way, by Dalen Cobb, and a great run after the catch because he smelled the end zone. He made it, reached behind him, grabbed it, and took off. He saw the corner. Game on.
Yeah, that same overdrag that we had pumped earlier, we came back with the overdrag, and Dalen had a step. The ball was slightly behind, and it's really a 50-50 ball between the defender and Dalen, and he rips it out of the defender's hands. And then to have, just the athleticism and the balance to stay on your feet with a ball behind you and make that finish, one of the bigger plays of the game.
And then Stampley comes up again. He was our guest 2 weeks ago. Love Mark Stampley, with a crucial interception to close it out for us, and that's back-to-back games for him, I believe.
Yeah, I tell you what, he seems like he is the closer of these style of games. He
gets the coffee.
He did it versus Marshall. To end the game. There's 8 minutes left to go in that game, and they're trying to make momentum on their side. They take a shot, and Marcus didn't take the bait. Played deep as the deepest, and went and made that huge play for us.
Now you put it behind us. The big victory. You guys, cardiac kids there, and I got to tell you, the blood pressure medicine, I got to go back and amp it up because it's not enough. But exciting because if nothing else, it makes this fans stick around to the end of the game because the fourth quarter is coming. We're about to face, and we're going to talk about Troy in the final segment with you. But what do? Here you got an off week.
Yeah.
A lot of strategy goes in. You get a chance to recoup, like Mar gets to feel better. You got some injuries. People get to get those behind them. And then strategy, and oh, by the way, you got to get a third-string quarterback, and Bud's prepared to be the second-string quarterback, a true freshman out of North Carolina because of a change in the backup quarterback.
Yeah, to be able to have that off week, I think they were placed absolutely perfectly. Sometimes you get fortunate, and we have to have a bye week after Game 5 and then have a bye week going into Week 10. They set up perfectly, and it allows us to get healthy, allows us to recheck our tendencies, what is the opponent looking at, and get a little bit ahead against a Troy team that's playing really good football right now, as well as you said, prepare Tyler Budge, to now step into a second string role, to have an extra week of preparation for that. So it couldn't have come at a better time for us, to be honest with you. The kids have handled it extremely well. I thought, their response to South Alabama, they're responding again in preparation for Troy, and I think that's so important, Terry, to, I keep on talking about the really good teams focus on the journey. They don't concentrate on the destination that's out there a couple weeks from now. Yeah. They concentrate on the journey, and the journey right now is Troy, and focusing on that and pouring every ounce of energy we got into winning this game against a team that's really playing some really good football right now.
They really are, and you use the word respond, and I think that's appropriate because you mentioned the Marshall game. Well, actually, you go back to game 1, Boise, behind in that one, and came back and made a ball game of it, right? And so respond against Marshall, respond against South Alabama, respond to some news that nobody really thought we would get, which is why we were talking about Tyler again, and your team seems to be responding to that rather well too.
Yeah, definitely. Dex made a decision, to be able to go in the transfer portal, leave the team, and, look for other opportunities for himself. Dex is a good person. He's a good player, and we're supporting him all the way through this because he helped us win football games. And, do I like the decision? No, but I will support and help him through it. I've always believed, and I sent this message to our football team, I always believe that, and always give the advice to every player, finish what you start. Finish the season. Secondly, put the team over yourself, because at the end of the day, when you get our age, you don't remember the scores, you don't have the ball watches, you don't know where the rings are. But the one thing that never goes away is the brotherhood and the relationships that you've had, with that team in that locker room. And then finally, we represent something that's bigger than ourselves, and that's Georgia Southern. And so, that's the advice I give every guy. Love Dex. Love how he has helped this football team this year. I wish it would have continued, but he felt like he was making the best choice for himself. It's our job to respond and prepare for the next opponent with the next guy up, which is Tyler Budge.
Tyler Budge, he got a little bit of playing time this year. Get to watch him quite a bit in practice. Good-looking kid, very successful in high school, back-to-back state champion. So he understands what it takes to be a leader. Obviously wouldn't be here if he didn't have the skills. And he seems to be picking up on things really well, and the team seems to be rallying behind him as well. And I think with a mentor like J.C. French, that helps also.
Yeah, everybody understands how talented the guy is. Coming out of North Carolina, a really good athlete.
Yes.
You'd be surprised. He is the fastest quarterback in the room, in testing. And so you're talking about a 6'4" kid, 215 pounds, with a really good arm. That is an athlete. It's the style of our quarterbacks right now to be able to create and move and be a part of the run game also. And he fits that mold. And so, we knew his talent level. We actually advanced him. It's been one of those things where we have carried him on road trips. He has said in those meetings to prepare like a starter. We've actually put him in service team opportunities against our first string defense so he could see those live reps all season. And now his growth, and I told him today, has been unbelievable in year one for himself. So proud of the way he has accepted and invested in himself, not only to prepare as a starter, but to take those hard reps against our starting defense. It just makes him a better quarterback.
We come back out of the break, Coach. It'll be time to talk with Josh Dallas. And to me, the definition of preparing and responding when you get the opportunity to get on the field. So looking forward to talking to him. But Georgia Southern Eagles now 6-3, 4-1 in conference play, leading the East, destiny in their hands, but you're bowl eligible. And looking forward to talking to you about that. And Troy Trojans, we get you in the final break.
Sounds
right?
good.
Josh Dallas is next. You're watching Hail Southern Live at Wild Wing Cafe.
Hello, Georgia. As your governor, I have the honor of representing one of the most hardworking groups of people in our state. From sunup to sundown, our farmers work tirelessly to grow the best crops in the country.
Whether it's juicy peaches, sweet Vidalia onions, or crunchy pecans, Georgia farmers do it best.
That's why we invite you to take the Georgia Grown Challenge. Try any Georgia Grown product against any other state's produce, and we know you'll pick Georgia Grown.
Take the Georgia Grown Challenge and taste the difference for yourself.
The power of Paulson is real, and Eagle Nation, you make the difference. Get your tickets now, 1-800-GSU-WINS, or visit gseagles.com/tickets. It's Ag Day, and salute to service as Georgia Southern hosts Troy. Saturday, November 16th at 4 p.m. One more time for the blue and white inside Paulson Stadium at Evans Family Field. Saturday, November 16th, 4 p.m. kickoff. Eagles against Trojans. Call 1-800-GSU-WINS or visit gseagles.com/tickets.
Eagle Nation, this is Danny Reed reminding you to catch a new edition of the Inside Eagle Nation podcast every Tuesday on gseagles.com and the Varsity Network app. We'll catch you up on the week that was and preview the week that will be. We've got stories, we've got history, we've got everything you love about Georgia Southern athletics, all on the Inside Eagle Nation podcast. That's every Tuesday on gseagles.com and the Varsity Network app, covering all things blue and white. Tune in each Tuesday for Inside Eagle Nation.
Eagle Nation, this is Marcus Sack with MESAC Engineering. When we started our full-service engineering firm, there was a lot pulled from Coach Russell's playbook. MESAC Engineering is designed on precision performance with a do-right approach. Whether you're looking for water and wastewater engineering, transportation engineering, or a full suite of land surveying services, MESAC can deliver the right product at the right cost in the least amount of time. My wife Jennifer and I are both Georgia Southern alumni, and MESAC Engineering is proud to be a partner with Georgia Southern Athletics. Visit us online at mesac.com. Go Eagles.
When someone says the word bank, what comes to mind? For most folks, it's probably dollar bills, loans, or safe deposit boxes. But these are all just things. Our bank is a collection of stories. At Morris Bank, it's the stories of relationships through the years. Stories of working hard to save for your first home or starting your own business. Stories where the hero is you. We just have a front row seat to your story, and we can't wait to see what you do next. Morris Bank, season presenting sponsor of Georgia Southern Football, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
When it comes to your heating and cooling needs, don't sacrifice your comfort. Ogeechee Heating and Air has served Southeast Georgia and surrounding communities for more than 15 years. With more than 35 years of industry experience, these licensed and insured heating contractors have the experience and know-how to get your HVAC job done right the first time. Whether you're selecting a new heating or cooling system, repairing an existing system, or you just want lower energy bills and a healthier home, Ogeechee Heating and Air has the service and expertise you're looking for. Call today, 912-739-4035.
Hey Eagle fans, basketball season is here and SeatGeek is here to help you experience all the action. SeatGeek makes it easy to find tickets so you can be a part of all the courtside celebrations this season. Whether you're buying or selling tickets to Georgia Southern basketball games or to any other live event in your area, SeatGeek is the place to do it. SeatGeek is the official ticket marketplace of the Georgia Southern Eagles. The most disruptive idea in ticketing? A ticket that works. Expect the expected. SeatGeek.
Since 1945, the SAC Company has established its reputation by safely providing high-quality construction services. The SAC Company consistently demonstrates the highest level of professionalism, safety, and attention to details. Their hands-on experience in all phases of construction assure that you will get quality performance in a timely and cost-effective method. Accountability, care, excellence, innovation, integrity, safety, teamwork. The SAC Company. We bring business to life.
Powered by Learfield. Welcome back to Hale's Southern Live, presented by Morris Bank. Make sure to tweet your questions to @GS Sports Network. Now, let's return live to Wild Wing Cafe. Once again, here's the voice of the Eagles, Danny Reed.
And once again, this is Terry Harvin from the Georgia Southern Sports Network, powered by Learfield. Danny Reed is at historic Hanner Fieldhouse, where the Eagles are taking on Augusta. We'll get you a scoring update here shortly. Actually, I'll give it to you right now. It's 28-21 at Hanner. But we're at Wild Wing Cafe, and I get to fill in for Danny, and I get the great opportunity here to visit with one of our great Eagles, Josh Dallas. Josh, welcome to Hale Southern Live.
Yes, sir. It's great to be here. Thanks for having me.
I appreciate you being here. Out of Trinity Christian, redshirt sophomore, freshman, and you have just the honor, blessing, to also get to play with your brother, David, the quarterback.
Yes, sir. Growing up, we always wanted to get the opportunity to play together in college, and so couldn't be more grateful for Coach Helton giving us the opportunity to carry that on into college, and that's been a dream of ours growing up. So it was really cool getting to play together in high school all the way growing up. I actually got to win a state championship with my dad as the head coach, that was really cool, and then getting to come play together here at Southern.
I was actually going to mention your dad, the legacy there. So you're a coach's son, so that can go one of two ways, right? You can either be really good or not really good at all. But it sounds like you guys stayed in the film room quite a bit.
Yes, sir. He definitely brought us up the right way. I'd say we definitely got coached even harder than all the other guys around. And so he caused us to, understand as you grow up the hard-working ability that you need to put in each and every day. And honestly, it's carried over into college. I love being in the film room. Me and David joke, but we say some guys like to go home and watch YouTube, or they like to go watch a TV show. We like to watch film, and it's the way that we grew up, and it's definitely because of my father.
Will you and David be coaches yourselves one day?
Honestly, it'll probably end up being that way. We love the game of football, but even more so, we love how much impact you can have on young men. Whatever age coach you are, you're the leader for those guys, and so getting to see my dad do it and how much he's had impact on young men in his life, and seeing what Coach Helton has done here, it's definitely something that we'd love to do one day.
I was about to say that transition from your dad, that style and the type of person he was, you kind of walked into one that's very similar.
Extremely similar.
Coach Helton.
Honestly.
And his family, too, because I think about the family unit, because it's not just Coach Helton, it's Miss Angela, too.
100%.
It's the parents. It's the whole family.
Yes, sir. So one thing that I love, and Coach Helton said it during our recruiting visit, because we had a wild little recruiting visit, came down to the wire, but he prides himself on faith, family, and football, and he preaches that from day one, and I've been here for almost 3 years, and he preaches that now, and that's the exact same way that my dad's been. So when we got to look at him and see his family and the way that he loves and the style coach that he is, and he says he doesn't want to have a relationship for 4 years, he wants it for 40. And that's a line my dad's always said. And so when I hear certain things like that, it's a man that I want to play for.
That's awesome. And now I want to know this about your dad. Y'all in the game, the film room all the time, breaking down film. He's got to love that. But does he break down your TikToks and your social media? Because you're pretty active on there, by the way. Even in high school, you were active. You were early in this being a social influencer.
Yes, sir. I'd say probably my most negative comments come from my dad. I'm just kidding on that if he's watching. But he definitely breaks them down sometimes. So
that's awesome. And then what about David? He's had some challenges, to say the least, when he got here. Great high school career. Kid that could run, your true RPO kind of quarterback that you really love. But the arm got to him a good bit.
Yes, sir.
He thought he was back, and now back again. How have you helped each other on that?
Yes, sir. So I think one thing that we have here at Southern that's so great for him and everybody, but especially when you're going through something like this, is athletes in action. Matt Wise has done such a great job to be there for him through all this. And David would tell you, as hard as it's been, he's really grown as a man in his faith. And we know at the end of the day, look, on my last day on earth, what matters most? It's my relationship with the Lord, it's my relationship with my family, and my relationship with other people. And so Matt has been a great person for David to be there for him. And honestly, he's had such a huge role, David has, in being on leadership in AIA. It's allowed a lot of opportunities for him to impact our teammates here throughout the last few years. And man, again, and I go back to, if what matters most on the last day is the Lord, others, my family and other people, then that's what matters most on this day. And so David's had a great opportunity to continue growing in his faith as well. And also, you see, even being able to do all the weight room stuff and all the athletics, maybe if it's not throwing a ball consistently, he's grown physically night and day from high school to now.
Probably nobody knows the playbook as well as David either.
It's
and
incredible.
I've been told that over and over again. That's got to not only help you as a receiver, but it has to help J.C. French. And now you got a freshman coming in there that I would imagine that David's probably helping him too.
Oh, yeah. He's been able to be an incredible mentor, especially for Tyler the last few weeks. And David's always willing to help everybody else around him. That's what makes him so special. But he's done such a great job of asserting himself. And honestly, it shows how much of a man that he is to be able to, the last 3 years, deal with some things, but understand that he can make the most of his opportunity. Maybe if it's not being out there on a Saturday right now, but he knows he can impact other people around him. And it's what makes him such a great leader. And honestly, it's what made him such a respectable person on this team, even to now.
You mentioned this is year 3 for you, right?
Crazy, yeah.
Yeah, I know.
It sounds like a long time.
A lot of preparing, and Coach was talking about responding. you've responded well when you got the opportunity to play this year. Last game was career highlight for you, I would imagine, 45-yard gallop, and then you had another great pass at, 96 yards in receiving, almost hit 100. Almost, just 4 yards.
Just saving it for next week.
You saving it for next week?
Or maybe the next, we'll see.
Or get it, whatever it takes it. Talk about that a little bit and getting the opportunity to play, because there's some great receivers you're on that core with.
I say this almost every few weeks when I get asked the question, but honestly, having Derwin Burgess in that room to be able to lead us has been incredible. I stepped into this room a few years ago with Dalen Cobb in the same class. Dalen has had an unbelievable few years, but us getting to put our foot forward this season together has been awesome. But going back to when we stepped in, who's the guy that's on the jugs machine every single day? It's Derwin Burgess. Who's the guy coming to extra film sessions every day? It's Derwin. Who's the dude doing extra footwork? It's Derwin Burgess. So getting to be alongside him each and every day has grown me and Dalen tremendously, and it's somebody that you want to fight for each and every day, and it's somebody I'd go to war with every day.
It's paying off because Derwin is taking a lot. It's opening doors for y'all, first of all, because everybody's targeting on Derwin, right, trying to shut him down. He still makes these acrobatic plays, ends up on ESPN. I don't know how he does it, but he does it. But then it opens up the door, because last game in particular, I mean, Cobb was the one that made that great catch. Really probably should have been intercepted, pulled it away. And then straight to the end zone, and you made a couple of yourself there, so that was pretty impressive there. So Derwin's helping you all, continuing to help you on the field to play, because he's taking some attention away.
100%. You know, you have that good of a player, you have to respect him as a defense. And so actually, even more than just on the field stuff, I was in the film room for a few hours with Derwin just a few hours ago, and he's telling me from his perspective a certain way that a defender's playing, what you want to do, different releases that you can have off the ball. And just to have a veteran guy like that he's a few years older than me as far as class here at Georgia Southern, it's invaluable to have all of that talent and his mindset towards the game as well, and him being able to just share that with me on a random Monday going into the week. So, man, I'm super grateful to have a guy like that.
I can't imagine what goes through JC's mind and now Tyler's mind when they're sitting back there at quarterback, and they have so many receivers to pick from and some great running backs who they can throw to out of the backfield.
It's awesome.
So it's pretty impressive.
Yep, and an unbelievable offensive line. They've done such a great job week in and week out, being able to be incredible in the pass game, but also the run game. They've done such a good job, giving JC time. And honestly, the only reason I'm able to run a double move or something like that is because JC can sit back in the pocket and wait on me to get open. So that's a credit to offensive line. They've done a great job, and they're going to continue doing that.
He hit you right in stride there as the first play of the fourth quarter, 45 yards. It was a great touchdown.
It was awesome.
I think I about jumped through the window.
Yes, sir. I felt like doing that on the inside, but I had to play it cool.
You had to play it cool.
Yes,
act
sir.
like you've been there.
Of course.
I appreciate you being here tonight, and I appreciate you, your brother, not only getting the game playbook ready, but the playbook of life ready.
100%.
I appreciate you hearing your perspective.
Yes,
Ladies
sir.
and gentlemen, one of our great Eagles, Josh Dallas. You're watching Hail Southern Live at Wild Wing Cafe.
Welcome to Window World. For over 20 years, our Window World and family motto has remained the same: quality, value, and trust.
Our team is the best you'll find anywhere. Great people providing exceptional service and, of course, American-made products that we proudly warranty for life.
Right now, get a house full of windows for as low as $159 per month.
Call for your free consultation today. Window World of Coastal Georgia and South Carolina.
We're here for you for life.
Since 1945, the SAC Company has established its reputation by safely providing high-quality construction services. The SAC Company consistently demonstrates the highest level of professionalism, safety, and attention to details. Their hands-on experience in all phases of construction assure that you will get quality performance in a timely and cost-effective method. Accountability, care, excellence, innovation, integrity, safety, teamwork. The SAC Company. We bring business to life.
When someone says the word bank, what comes to mind? For most folks, it's probably dollar bills, loans, or safe deposit boxes. But these are all just things. Our bank is a collection of stories. At Morris Bank, it's the stories of relationships through the years. Stories of working hard to save for your first home or starting your own business. Stories where the hero is you. We just have a front row seat to your story, and we can't wait to see what you do next. Morris Bank, season presenting sponsor of Georgia Southern Football, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Don't let an injury keep you on the sidelines. So go where the pros go. Optum Orthopedics. They're the official orthopedics and team physicians for Georgia Southern Athletics. Thanks to Optum, our Eagles get the best care on and off the field. The good news is that Optum is here for you too. Located in our community, Optum is the leader in advanced orthopedic care throughout the Southeast. Like the Eagles, you deserve the freedom to soar. With Optum's fellowship-trained orthopedic surgeons, you will. Your team, your community, your freedom. Optum Orthopedics, they're here for you.
Eagle Nation, this is William Martin from Southern Exchange Company. We're proud to always bring you the best selection of Georgia Southern gear for game day and every day. Make sure to stop by and visit us at our store across from campus on Chandler Road or online at southernexchangecompany.com. Follow Southern Exchange on social media at SXC Statesboro for the latest gear in stock. Southern Exchange Company, the official merchandiser of Georgia Southern Athletics.
On game day, success starts with a great game plan. No matter if you're at home or on the road, greatness starts here with the Ford F-150 truck, delivering a rare combination of power and smart technology like the available class exclusive Pro Power onboard. Ford F-150 helps make great things possible. See your local Ford dealer and score a great offer on F-150. See owner's manual for important operating instructions. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds. GVWR.
This is Hail Southern Live, powered by Learfield. Live at Wild Wing Cafe in Statesboro. Here's Danny Reed.
Welcome back to Hail Southern Live at Wild Wing Cafe. This is Terry Harvin from the Georgia Southern Sports Network, powered by Learfield. Danny Reed's at historic Hanner Field House, calling a great basketball game going on as the Eagles are beating Augusta right now. I believe it's at halftime. Finally, our last segment with Coach Clay Helton for this week as we get ready for the Trojans of Troy coming in. Trojans are coming in off of really two good ball games back-to-back. They did not win against Arkansas State, but they came back. They were trailing at halftime, came back and outscored them, and they have outscored their opponents. Look at my notes. I want to say 66-27 in the last 6 quarters. Quarterback Caldwell plays solid. Good, 2 really good running backs at week 1 that we know very well because he was an Eagle. And Gerald Green had a great game against Coastal. I circle the one kid in particular, wide receiver, all-purpose, Devontae Ross. Elite wide receiver, leads Southern, the Sun Belt in 4 different categories, almost 16 yards per catch, kickoff returner, punt returner. He's that guy you kind of circle, but you got to keep your eye on those running backs too.
Yeah, this team's playing really good football right now. I think they've kind of found their identity of what they want to be. Anytime that you have a staff transition change like they had, it takes time to find, okay, who's going to be the quarterback that fits this personnel? What do we do with our personnel? What fits us? And they really have dived into a 12, 13 personnel, heavy run game that showed out for over 330 yards against Coastal Carolina. Caldwell's doing a good job of protecting the football, asking him what they want him to do, which is kind of the RPO game, naked game, get outside the pocket, take some max launch shots down the field. And then you look at Ross, who, they hand it, and then all of a sudden he's over top, for a big play. So they've really, as you look at it, have really become a dynamic offense. They've put 30-plus points on the board back-to-back games. Their head coach, Coach Parker, does a tremendous job, has been known for one of the top coordinators in the country while he was at Notre Dame, comes here and really has dived in and found a nice spot for his offense. Defensively, they mix up from 4 down to odd. They shift coverages, do some great coverage hides. They're playing good team football right now. And I think that's why you looked at when they go to Jonesboro, had a chance to win that game, should have won it, to be honest with you, and then put on a real show against Coastal Carolina. So, here's that part of the journey where you got to stay disciplined in focusing on this opponent this week and fight like heck to go 1-0 because this is a good team coming into Paulson.
I don't know what their coach said to him at halftime against Ark State, but it worked because it was almost like the light bulb went off. and they're a totally different team in the second half there. And then against Coastal, you mentioned their defense, their linebackers, Stringer and Jackson. I think Jackson is one of the nation's leaders in tackles for loss. I saw a lot of three-man front, as you mentioned, with that bandit walking up and everything else. But I do want to go back to the offense because they've been able to have this success offensively with an offensive line that's been, I won't say offensive line by committee. The last game at Coastal was the first back-to-back game where they had the same offensive line.
Yeah,
definitely. They've been moving people around.
Yeah, they've had to move an offensive lineman down to center, a tackle down to center, and trying to find those pieces. And they had a good chemistry against Coastal. And I thought the two runners between Taylor and Gerald Green, who we know well, did a tremendous job of pouring that football and making it third. It felt like it was 3rd and 1 to 3 the entire game.
Yes.
Made some long, sustained drives and just did not give Coastal Carolina the number of drives you're usually looking at, that 12 to 14 a game. You look up and they're only getting 9 to 10, and so the effectiveness of the offense has really been, a plus for them over the last couple games.
You mentioned the running backs again. Taylor he's not a big guy. He's thick, short guy, but he's more of a bruiser running back, whereas Gerald's a little bit more finesse, even though he can put his head down and take you down too now. But he can outrun you. We've seen that here when he was an Eagle. He had a couple good runs and a pass in that ball game because he can catch out of the backfield. But you mentioned their offense. With that offensive line, they seem to be doing more of a bunch set, and I'm seeing more tight ends than I normally would. 2 tight ends, 3 tight ends in there, kind of bringing everybody in.
Yeah, that's what we talk about, 12 personnel, obviously 2 tight end packages, 13 personnel, 3 tight ends, and you've got 2 really dynamic backs. You got kind of a thunder back, in Taylor, and then we know Gerald. I mean, Gerald's a home run hitter, and you saw it last week versus Coastal, not only with some long runs, but on a 3rd down, he catches the ball out of the backfield and takes it to the house, and that's what he does. It's what he's always done. Really talented guy. It's going to be a huge challenge for our defense. Our guys know that. I think that's why we had kind of a sense of urgency last week and an off week to prep 2 extra days. We took Sunday yesterday, to be able to get advanced on scouting on them. And now we're going to have a great week of prep to go 1-0 this week.
And it goes along with our journey, our mission of trying to finish strong, close out the deal. We're leading in the East. The only way to stay there is to keep winning. And Troy seems to have the momentum on their side right now as far as winning, and they're playing spoiler against everybody else.
Yeah, they've got a lot of confidence right now, and you can see it on their football team. You got to remember, this is a lot of those kids were on this team last year that won a championship.
Correct.
So there is a championship mentality there that they have and pride within this program that has been stellar for a number of years, whether it's Coach Blakeney, whether it's Coach Summerall. It's been a program that has had a lot of success and a lot of pride, and those kids are fighting for that pride.
Pretty solid on special teams as well. But, Coach, as we get ready to wrap up, I appreciate you letting me come in and host and fill in for Danny Reed. As we get ready, he'll be back next week. But this game coming up is not just celebrate agriculture, but it's also salute to service. So we have our Georgia Grown, Georgia Department of Agriculture involved, and then, of course, the Georgia Army National Guard as part of salute to service. How special is those 2 things to you for this ball game?
Oh, it is the state of Georgia. When you talk about honoring our servicemen and women, and you talk about the agricultural community and what it means to the state, this is a special game. And Eagle Nation's been so good all year. I said it today in the media. I mean, we're a little over 38,000 away from breaking the all-time attendance record for the season. And so you're talking about we need to all show up as Eagle Nation, salute our community, our servicemen and women, salute the agriculture community, and salute the young men that are out there fighting like heck, to go 1-0 and continue a great November journey. And so I hope to see everybody. Pack Paulson, be loud, and every student be extra loud and be there.
We need all the students there. Hopefully it'll be a sellout as well as close to one. 4 o'clock is kickoff. Expect it to be great weather. It's going to be another great day for football. And it's getting darker earlier, so we still get the light show and everything else and the fireworks. It'll be fun.
Yeah, it's going to be a great experience. Just like every game day experience at Paulson is so special. It's a great time. Come on out. It's going to be great weather, and we'll go put on a great show for everybody.
And Chris Davis, our new athletic director, wants to go 2-0.
He wants to stay undefeated. So, yes, we're going to fight like heck for him.
I know we got to wrap it up, but this will be the last week. Jared Binko fulfilling his obligation or his role as director of athletics as he moves on to Auburn, and a great capacity for him. And then Chris Davis, as we mentioned last week, stepping into that role. For Coach Clay Helton and for Josh Dallas, appreciate him being here, and also Andy Harris, and for Danny Reed getting to fill in for Danny. My name is Terry Harvin. Thank you for hanging out with us here at Wild Wing Cafe for Hail Southern Live. We'll see you next week. Go Eagles. GATA, just one more time.